Get great deals on the latest phones, tablets, and business apps with O2 Business. If you were to hand me the LG G5 and it not have a G5 logo on the back and an LG logo on the front, then I'd have no idea who would have made this phone. The LG G5 is very different from the LG G4, in fact completely different. And you know what, that's probably the best thing about it. Well, it's pretty much completely different from any other phone out there. For starters, you stick the battery in at the bottom of the phone. The bottom comes off, it's kind of modular phone, it's got a really weird shape, it kind of curves up at the top, but it's cool. It's very cool for a number of reasons. This is my review. Keep watching to find out why, but if you're not already subscribed to the channel, subscribe. It's how you'll stay on top of everything that we do. Right, back to the G5. Now this is a metal phone. Feels like a unibody device, even though the bottom portion can come off like I was saying. It's kind of got this sharp paneling around the side, so it's got a really good grip to it. It doesn't feel sharp to the point of painful, but you can definitely assert where your hand is being placed around the back, and as a result feel pretty confident shaking it, even though there's a nice curvature to the metal of the phone. Like I said, there's a curvature. The metal curves around, the metal curves to the front, curves into the glass on the front as well. The front is a beautiful panel of flat glass that curves at the top. It's an elegant phone. It feels different, it looks different, and it has a very well placed fingerprint scanner around the back. As far as the button configurations go, the fingerprint scanner doubles up as a power button, but LG has ditched the volume buttons being on the rear of the phone. Instead, they are on the left hand side. On the front, you have no physical buttons, on-screen buttons, and a front firing camera. No buttons to the right, just a slot for a micro SD card and a nano SIM card. Down at the base, it's a USB Type-C. So I guess that's one thing that this definitely has over the Samsung Galaxy S7, if that matters to you. Up at the top is an infrared blaster, another thing the S7 doesn't have, and a 3.5mm jack. Generally though, in hand, this feels great, it looks great, and I'm impressed with LG's design chops. What's the coolest thing about it, which is actually probably the worst thing about it as well, is the bottom portion just comes off. You remove the battery or put in the battery by taking the bottom portion off. It's quite a arduous process, quite fiddly, and you need some elbow grease, and generally things with expensive tech and elbow grease, when they're squished together, they kind of give me the shivers. So I'm not a huge fan of generally taking the bottom portion off. As a result, I don't reckon if you do have a spare battery, you'll want to be doing that all that often. And that'll lead me on to my final point of this video, which will be battery, so stay tuned for that. But suffice to say, design, thumbs up. Screen also gets a thumbs up. An interesting screen size. Now LG makes their own panels, so it's not surprising that they can do something a little bit different. 5.3 inches versus the 5.1s and 5.2 inch screens that we've seen thus far. A little bit of extra size, Quad HD resolution. You don't notice any sacrifice in sharpness. It looks really good. In regular lighting, I wouldn't say that it's the brightest screen. Even when you fire it up to max brightness, there are other phones out there that are indeed brighter. But when you're out and about and it detects that it's really sunny, it can actually fire up the brightness to no less than 800 nits. That's bonkers. So really good outdoor viewability. In practice, I didn't notice it being much better than other devices as far as outdoor viewability goes, but psychologically, it's nice to know that it has got that feature. It's obvious the reason you can't do that yourself is to save battery, because if you forget that on, your 2800 milliamp cell will die in no time flat. Inside the screen, it is Android with LG's custom UI over the top, and LG has done something very different this time. They have killed the applications tray. Yep, you heard right. Step back to the LG G4. One thing I didn't like about it was how much it stuttered a few weeks into usage, because the applications tray, every time you opened it, would take a while to repopulate. That was LG Home 4.0. This, the new version of LG Home, has no stutter whatsoever. Ironically, when you install LG Home 4.0 on here, which you can do, which is great that LG gives you the opportunity to put the apps tray back, there's a little bit of stutter there. So LG may have done it to streamline everything. Maybe their UI had some inherent applications tray slowdown issues. I don't know. That is just conjecture. But what I am sure about is that this is a much smoother experience. I don't actually miss the applications tray with this phone. Interestingly, I do so more with Huawei devices, maybe because I don't like the whole UI quite as much. This is just elegant. Everything's laid out. It's even simpler to get your head around than iOS, for example. You haven't got any additional screens, or you can switch off those additional screens to the left-hand side, the smart bulletin screen. The notification tray is one tier with scrolling quick toggles at the top, and that's pretty much the UI in a nutshell. Multitasking takes the form of a very stock experience. You can add and remove home screens, you can add widgets and applications, and that's that. Smooth experience, simple UI. What more could you want? Suffice to say, you can also throw Google Now Launcher on here if you would like to, and you can get your applications tray back, or do it with the LG launcher like I was saying earlier. So great design, great screen, and a good UI experience as well. We're definitely on the right track for the LG G5. It's doing better than the LG G4, and thankfully when it comes to multimedia, it just carries on championing that fantasticness. You've got dual cameras that give you an ultra wide angle image. And it really does look stupendous when you take a shot that's practically a fisheye, but a real fisheye, not a fake fisheye, through software or a clip-on lens that you overlay on the top. And what you end up with is a phone that differentiates itself from the crowd. Now, pure image quality isn't necessarily quite as good. It's not as sharp as the S7. What you do have on here that makes it so good is the opportunity to control everything in manual mode. It has a really comprehensive manual mode UI. You've got histograms, you've got really clear ways you can change all the settings, and of course you can do manual mode not just in the regular angle, you can also do it in the ultra wide angle too. So LG hasn't just made this wide angle for automatic mode. You can do it in manual mode, you can do it in video mode as well. So yeah, brilliant stuff. The phone also has optical image stabilization, performs well in low light, over softens in automatic mode a little bit, but you can shoot RAW on this thing, which is superb. You can also see the image stabilization at play when you are shooting video, and records up to 4K as well. So the imaging, again, big thumbs up, and the same can be said of gaming. My only issue with the gaming factor is that speaker on the bottom left hand side is easy to cover up, but plug in some headphones and you will get a great gaming experience. It's really enjoyable to play games on this, largely based on the ergonomic design. The kind of curves just feel more comfortable than a lot of other smartphones. It's a little bit bigger, which actually in the sense of gaming really helps. The chin I actually quite like on the bottom of it, because it means good thumb placement, and of course the Snapdragon 820 under the hood paired with 4 GB of RAM mean you're going to blitz any game that you throw at it. 32 GB of onboard memory with micro SD expandability as well gives you lots of storage space for your games, and all your other multimedia files, be they music or movies, whatever you want to get on here, they will look and sound very good. Now the sound is good, but it isn't mind-blowing through the headphone jack. There are other devices that sound better. Now you can get an attachment, a separate DAC, the B&O DAC, B&O Play DAC, that enables higher audio quality. I haven't tested that out too thoroughly, so I'm not going to comment on that. You can also get a separate camera module as well. Now the camera module really does just add an ergonomic touch to it. You've got a scroll wheel, you've got a physical shutter key, but the downside is, while it does have a 1200 milliamp battery under the hood, or it has a battery, it's not a battery that is going to supplement your phone's battery unless you're using the camera. So it's not like the old Lumia 1020 battery attachment. It won't charge your phone. So a lot of the time, if you've just got a dead phone, you won't actually benefit from having that additional wedge at the bottom of it, which would kind of irk me if I was using it. Anyway, suffice to say, they're add-ons. You don't need to include them. What you do have at the very heart of this phone is a great multimedia experience. The screen looks great for movies, reading ebooks on. The sound is fair for audio. It's easy to cover up, like I was saying, in gaming. But it's actually quite loud, so if you are just plonking this down on a surface, listening to music, or listening to a video, showcasing it for a friend, you will probably be able to hear it. With all the connection features that you'd want from a phone of this day and age, it's also looking exceptional in that front too. Cat 6 LTE, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi. The only thing it doesn't have, which irks me, is wireless charging. I think all USB Type-C devices should just have wireless charging, because people don't have USB Type-Cs coming out of their ears like they do micro USB ports. Now the final hurdle is battery life, and while this has been able to jump over every other hurdle thus far, it is hurt by the lower capacity battery than the competitors. 2800 milliamps by contrast to a 3000 milliamp cell on the Samsung Galaxy S7, Huawei P9 and HTC 10 means that this struggles to make it through a day, which really makes me sad. It is a removable battery, so there is that, but the downside of that is, like I was saying, it's all really awkward to actually remove the removable battery. So without that battery life just finishing up, this isn't quite a perfect phone, but the battery life is better than the G4, and it's still good if you're prepared to charge midday, meaning that the LG G5 ultimately is still a triumph, even if it might need a little bit of help to get you through a full one. If you like this video, click that thumbs up button. If you like the channel, subscribe. It's how you'll stay on top of everything we do. And if there's anything you want to know about the LG G5 and its incredibly unique ultra wide angle camera lens, let us know in the comments section below. Thanks for watching. Get great deals on the latest phones, tablets and business apps with O2 Business.